Once there was a big jeweler shop in New York. Grace and Andrew used to watch the shop regularly. One day, they both planned to rob from that jewelry shop. It had an exclusive diamond and jewelry sets. One evening, she went into the jewelry shop and she told, "I want to see the diamond sets." When the sales girl bent down to take jewelry, she looked around to check the security facility available there and took some pictures. When they both went at night to rob, they saw the lock of shutter was difficult. He had only 3 chances. If he will not able to open in 3 chances, it will alarm. So he had 3 keys, A, B, and C. First key, but it had only 2 lines in the lock. Second key had only 1 line in it. Third key had 4 lines in it. Can you see and let me know which key will open the lock, A, B, or C? Come, let's see the answer. When Andrew saw the lock, he told that in 3 chances if we are not able to open, then this will alarm. Grace told try the 3rd key. Andrew tried and lock opened. They robbed and went away. A girl named Daisy lived in a home with her pet dog, Brownie. One day she ordered a watch online. The delivery person came and gave her the parcel. Her neighbors were John and Mac. John had a habit of peeping in neighbors' houses, also visit Daisy's house very often. Daisy was very happy looking at that watch. It was drizzling too, so she told Brownie not to go out. And she kept that watch on the table and she went to finish her household chores. Meanwhile, Brownie started barking. When she came back, she saw her watch was missing, and she was shocked not to find her watch on the table. Then she looked around to search for her watch. She asked her dog too, "Did you take the watch from here?" Then she went to her neighbors and she inquired. Mac told, "I went to the market and had no idea about the watch you are talking about." John said, "I was not feeling well, so I was sleeping." But looking at him, her dog was barking. Daisy understood who is telling lies. Can you find out who is telling lies? Let us see the answer. Who is the liar? When she asked John about the watch, she noticed that his dog was barking, and she also saw a wet raincoat hanging near the door. So John is lying, and he took a Daisy's watch. Once, Andy and her 2 friends went trekking. When they reached the place, the instructor guided them on trekking, so all gathered and were excited to start their trek. The instructor handed a map to everyone, and they began to walk. On the way, Andy became tired and was the last one to climb. She decided to sit and rest for some time. Then she realizes that her friends had walked further away. Andy was worried, but had a map in her hand. When Andy looked into the map, she found 2 ways to reach the top. One was a long way through forest, and the other way was short, by crossing the river. She walked a little further and saw a forest filled with tall trees and could see many footprints. She guessed it was her friends. Second was a river which she had to cross. Can you guess which way Andy will choose to go, first or the second way? It was a snowfall. The river would not have water and was frozen. So she walked on the river and reached her friends. There was a famous jail in America. No criminal can escape from that place because it is covered with water on all four sides, and it is very deep. With great difficulty, criminal Robert was caught and brought to that jail. Detective David said to Robert, "Now you cannot escape from this jail." Robert said to Detective David, "Let's see." Many days passed. Robert was planning how to escape. During lunchtime, Robert chose to collect his food. Rather than eating his food, he spent more time looking around the place to escape. He started to save and hide his food. One night he saw all were busy and no warden nearby. He was successful in coming out of the cell. In some distance he saw 3 doors. Behind the first door, there were hungry dogs who had not eaten for 3 days. In the second door there was an electric shock. Anyone trying to cross, that will be a dead meal. Behind the third door was a healthy big security guy who will catch and bring you back to the cell. Can you say which door Robert will choose and how he will escape from jail? Let us see. When Robert saw the doors, he chose the first door. He gave the food to the dogs which he had saved, and dogs were busy eating food. Robert escaped from the jail. One day, Albert was reading books in his drawing room. As usual, he called his maid Stella and said, "I want a cup of coffee." Stella prepared coffee and told Albert, "Sir, today I will be leaving early to my house." Albert asked her, "Why, what happened?" Stella says, "My younger child is not feeling well." Then Albert says, "Okay." Maid says thank you and left. After she leaves, there comes someone in his room and hit Albert on his head. Next day when Albert's wife Emily came, and when she went into the drawing room, she saw her husband on the floor and he was dead. She called Detective David and said, "I was on a business trip and now I return and see my husband is dead." Detective David comes and asks for all the members who were present at the time of the incident. Till then, David examined the drawing room. He got the flower pot which was used to kill Albert. When he first asked his daughter, she said, "I was in my bedroom watching TV." Then he asked the maid Stella. She said after giving him coffee, "I went home early because my younger one was not feeling well." Then he asked his wife, and she said, "I was on vacation with my friends." Detective David came to know who is lying. Can you say how David came to know who is telling lies? When Detective David asked Albert's wife Emily, she said she had gone on vacation with friends, but earlier she told that she was on a business trip. Something was fishy. Detective David came to know that she is the person behind her husband's death.